You speak to people, you need to make them understand why you're before them. Why, what qualifies you to stand before them. So my name is Tafazo Mazbuko. I'm an award-winning social entrepreneur. A social entrepreneur is someone who helps humanity. It could be through books, it could be in whatever way you help humanity by making money out of it. So some call themselves philanthropies, and some start foundations. So we're still working on all those things, but that's the bit of social entrepreneur. But I know many people ask, what's a social entrepreneur? So it's someone who helps humanity and makes money out of it. I'm an award-winning author. I have written 4 books. My first book was my story, which is called The Dream That Was Worth Fighting For. It's basically my testimony. This is the award-winning book. After I'd written this book, people were helped and asked me, how then do we achieve our dreams? So we then wrote this book, The Dream, which is 12 P's to realizing an audacious dream that impacts generations. So there are 12 P's there. After I had written this book, we then realized that instead of someone just reading the book and throwing it aside, maybe we can help people every year to work on their dreams. So we developed a planner, which is a Dreamer's Daily Planner, and this we produce yearly. So it's when you can work on your dreams. We have different ways where you work on your dreams on a monthly basis. We also got a page where we call it a Dreamer's Tracker, where you see the dreams that we've achieved, the dreams deferred, action and plan, what needs to be activated. So it's actually a personal development tool, as Pastor was talking about personal development tool. Then I will also come across many women who are challenged, their heads. Normally women keep things to themselves. And these days there's a lot of challenge where people are going through depression because they can't find solutions. Maybe you're in an abusive relationship, and some of those things, they come with shame. So you can't really go maybe to Mama Fundis and tell them, you know what, yesterday when I left church, my husband actually bashed me, actually hit me. And as women, sometimes we cover those things up. You may cover it with makeup, but you're hating inside. So we wrote this book to help women that you can still find yourself. You can still find yourself. Whether you're in an abusive relationship or you're out of it, you can still find yourself. So this is the book. Then I also, after that, we developed a prayer journal because I believe a praying wife, a praying woman is a powerful woman. So we developed this, the journal. Then the last book is The Legacy of My Father. I believe whatever God has put in your heart to do or to become, you need to impact the next generation. So legacy is something I'm quite passionate about, to talk about. Our books, they're available in Harare, Crystal Gates Bookshop. They also got an online shop on our website, www.tafazomasbukospeaks.co.za, and also on Amazon. And then I'm also a writer. I write in a couple of magazines. The one is based in US, Canada, and both of them actually. The other one I write about business in Growth Network Business magazine, and the other one is Christian Women Living magazine. The guys are based in Canada and America. As a speaker, I have last year had an opportunity to speak in France based on the book The King's Dream for His Daughter. I was basically talking against gender-based violence. So I had an opportunity to speak in France. I was also supposed to speak in New York, but it was postponed. So I'll be going in July, but then to Miami, Florida. I've also spoken in South Africa, so I think that makes me an international speaker. If you speak in Zimbabwe, South Africa, France, Yeah, an international speaker. Then I've also worked with my husband. The organization called Duplex Institute. Someone asked my son the other day, what does mommy do in the Duplex Institute? And he says, I think mommy just sends emails. So I think today I will make an opportunity to make him understand that I'm not just there to send emails. We basically started Duplex Institute together. I think I was the #1 employee who did everything from database creation, from calling clients, and as of now, I do the tenders. I'm sure you know what tenders are. So I do the tenders, I look for the opportunities, I attend the meetings, the briefing sessions, and I'm the quality manager there. Like if they need accreditation, they basically consult me. So I think now you have an idea of who I am. And maybe why I qualify to talk about entrepreneurship. Yes, so today's I was going to talk, my topic is a good steward multiplies. That's what I'm going to talk about. I've seen the pastor also wanting to give the Bible. So if I'm generous enough, if I like your face, you may go away with my book or the plan. But yeah, let's see how it goes. So it's also going to be very interactive. So please talk to me. Let's talk to each other. Someone may grow from what you will have. You will have shared. Peter F. Drucker or Drucker, it depends on which school you went to. Says that whenever you see a successful business, someone once made a courageous decision. So I was just going to ask, how many of us here have started a business? Okay, there are a couple of us. How many of us want to start a business? Okay, so I'm going to ask those who have started a business. Maybe 2 people can just answer. Like, what decision did you make that you think has made your business successful, if your business is successful? Anyone? What decision that you look at and say, that decision, it helped me? Yes, sir.
Discipline, I think. I was not using my profits everywhere. So I started to keep my capital, then eat the profit.
Yes, thank you very much. He says he kept his capital. He didn't eat the capital. He knew that capital is not supposed to be used, but you need to multiply, you need to grow from whatever you have started from. To those who have started the business and it didn't quite work out, what decision did you make that you think, oh, that decision is what put me down? Anyone? Or if you have started a business that has failed before, maybe you are successful now, but maybe you have started other ventures. What decision did you make that you looked at and said, no, that decision is what made me to fail? Okay, him again.
I think procrastination. Because in business, you need to improve quality and time management.
Okay, well done. I like your answer. You get the planner for 2024. Thank you, sir. So a steward is someone who is entrusted with something. If you're a steward, you have been seen that you have potential to take care of something. So when we're entrepreneurs, God will have seen in us that we have got the gift and the ability. But normally we don't just get to there. There is a process. And when we talk about multiplication, you multiply that which have been given. And you cannot be a good steward if you don't know the why. What encourages you to fight for that which you have been given is understanding the why. If someone just gives you money and they don't tell you why they've given you the money, there's high possibility that you're going to use the money anyhow, because they've not told you why you're supposed to take care of it. So the first thing that you need to do as an entrepreneur, as a social entrepreneur, whatever business you are in, you have to understand the why. You have to understand why are you doing it. Is your business aligned to your purpose? And for us to know our purpose, we need to go back to the creator, the originator. Yesterday we were being taught about loving God. We need to have that relationship with God where we love Him, that when He entrusts us with whatever business He puts in our hearts, you love Him so much that you don't want to let Him down. So when you wake up, you're not doing this business for you. You're doing it because you have God at the back of your mind. You want Him to say, my good and faithful servant, you did well. You don't want to give it back the way you were given. And you need, for you to know your why, you need to have a vision. Your vision works with your why, because you need to know why what you want to achieve in the long run. So God just gives us the idea. He gives us the idea of the service, of the product, or what. But He doesn't, He leaves it to us to build up the vision, to work on the vision. I read somewhere where it says vision does not ignite passion, but the passion does. Passion fuels vision and perseverance. Vision is the focus of passion. So if you have the vision and your vision is clear, it ignites passion. But sometimes the reason why we don't achieve much is because we are just looking at now. You cannot multiply something that you are not seeing 20 years. What motivates you to work on increasing it? It's because maybe today you have got a store for tomatoes, but you are seeing yourself maybe as a big retail shop selling vegetables. So for you to get to a big retail, you have to have a vision. You cannot work up there. And if you don't have that vision, there's a high chance that you will remain with one store. Yesterday we were being taught about gears. And to me, gear number one is when you're doing business to feed yourself. If you're healthy, to feed yourself, to feed the children, to take your children to school, and that's all about it. You're operating in gear one.
All right.
And those who work on multiplying are the ones who understand that you start from gear one, but you have to go to gear number two. If you know your why, it's very easy to understand the what. So you need to know your why, you need to know the what. What is my passion? You know, when we, years back, when Herbalife was introduced, so we joined network marketing. Then we had not started the Duplex Institute, our main business now. So we joined Herbalife. Does anyone do network marketing here? Okay, the pastor said he looks like he's against network marketing. No, that's fine. Well, network marketing is a very good model if you understand it. I know many people have done very well with Inuka. I think Inuka is very popular here. It's a cosmetic company, where you also recruit. So we did, I think we started with Herbalife. I remember one day when we went they used to have these conferences, like big conferences where you are invited. And this guy was Cardozo. Cardozo, he had a PowerPoint, and he was showing his yacht, he was showing his big house. We had just joined. So to me, I was motivated. We were going to multiply and get to Cardozo's level. But as time passed, I realized maybe Herbalife is not my what. But sometimes I would drive, like, you know, when you drive and you compare the money that you've used for fuel and the money that someone is buying for the product, we are operating in a loss. And sometimes people will look at me and say, oh, mama, I don't think I really need this product, but because, so some people would buy because they feel sorry for me, or because they just like me, but that's not sustainable. If you are going to multiply, you cannot multiply from people feeling sorry from you. People have to like your what? Your service or your product. They must see the value in it, that they do it, not because if Mama Fundis, now Mama Fundis has come with a Inuka, what can we do? You know, they must buy because they are seeing value in what you are proposing. So maybe you are there, you haven't found your why. Sometimes the what and the why doesn't come like clear, like, hey, after Yebo Live, I think we tried Amway, we tried fax to email. And sometimes you recruit one person, and you see this person is not going to multiply anything. So it just you two start, because the way network marketing works is if you recruit others, then it grows. So you're not going to make money from the product. So you need to understand the what, which is probably what we did do at that moment, that we didn't quite understand that for it to grow, we needed to recruit more people and focus more on recruiting people rather than driving for 70 kilometers to just drop the amino acids or the vitamins or something. So when you have your product, you need to understand what should you do that will make it multiply. If you just maybe focus on just selling the tomatoes there, it may not really multiply. I heard a pastor talking about multiple sources of income. You can have one product that will announce you to the world and that will make open other opportunities. But it takes someone who understands that my what has to grow. And you are doing this not for you, but for God and for the generations to come. So my question maybe to those who have just started with this is, what service do you provide with excellence? What is it, that thing that you do without struggling? I may have failed to sell Herbalife, but if I need to convince people to buy the box, I can do that with no struggle. So I found my what. Someone can sell to you a dress, which maybe when you look at it like, in under normal circumstances, I wouldn't buy this. So you need to find that thing. There is no business that we say is less than the other. Mr. Mazbuko might be an expert in risk management, strategy, and financial advisory. That's Mr. Mazibuko. And he needs to find his way of multiplying it. The fact that his business is academic, people pay him for thinking, you may need to be paid for selling Vaseline. So there's no job. I think when we were growing up, there was this song that, you know, if you're good at selling mangoes and you can move door to door and people buy, multiply on that one. Well, that's your strength. Probably if it's me, I wouldn't move door to door selling mangoes because of my reasons. But if you're called to do that, do it and do it with excellence. Maybe it's service. You just know how to put the interior decor. And sometimes it's just growing into that. When Mama asks, there's a conference and they want people to put decor, and you put it and everyone says, oh wow, your decor was at par. That could be your what. And you just need to find how to monetize that. And so sometimes we want it to be like this big thing. But it could be that small thing. Maybe when you cook pap at your house, people say, yo, this woman. And it could be just that. And you just need to find. So whatever business you have done before, maybe you have done many businesses and you have failed. Sometimes it just takes to sit back and say, what did I learn from that? I did Herbalife, fax to email, They did grow, but I learned how to sell. I learned confidence. I learned people skills. I learned to meet a stranger and convince them that my product is value. So that there isn't any experience that you go through that is wasted. But it just takes you to look back and say, what did I learn from that experience? What did I gain which I can build up on whatever I am doing now? So now we're going to gear number 2. We taught gear number 1. So I said gear number 1 is when you do business for yourself, for your children, when they're just happy that you are putting food on the table. So next time when you're happy putting food on the table, you remember that I said you are still in gear 1 and you need to move. Gear number 2 is when you do business to impact others. When your business starts employing others. When your business starts making a difference in other people's lives. And when your business does not only benefit you, it's going to benefit your children. It's going to benefit your children's children. So in that case, you are doing it just not for you. You are doing it for God, for yourself, and for others. So that's gear number 2. Yesterday you spoke about gear number 2. That's when you don't come to church by yourself because it's burning inside you. So when you're in gear number 2, business, you want others to buy in. You know, when they introduced the network marketing, that was the idea. That you are so passionate about the business that you want to give it to others. And you convince others that whatever we're doing here is valuable, let's run with it. Then gear number 3 is when you're now doing it at God, with God. You're now knowing that it's beyond my strength. I just want to ask a question. If God would come here, then he would ask, Mama just looked at me, so I'm going to ask her. If God, I tell the truth, Mama, what's Mama's name? You, I'm looking at you and you're looking aside. If God would come to you, Mama, I tell the truth, no one will judge you, no one is supposed to judge anybody. Then God asks you, what do you want me to do for you now? What would you say? Tell the truth. You need a house. Mama told the truth. Mama, which one? I'll give Mama a prayer, Jonah. I could see you avoiding me, so I'll give you a prayer. So Mama says if God would come here and he asked her, what do you want? Mama says she would say she wants a house. Anyone else? Okay, yourself? If God would ask you, what do you want? Like the world is, what do you want? She wants more money. Okay, did you want to say something? Amen. I like his answer because I was going to ask my son, maybe you can get the mic. You're going to read from 1 Kings 3, from verse 5 to 14.
1 Kings 3, verse 5 to 13. At Gibeon, the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night. And God said, ask, what shall I give you? And Solomon said, you have shown great mercy to your servant David, my father, because he walked before you in truth, in righteousness, and in uprightness of heart with you. You have continued this great kindness for him, and you have given him a son to sit on his throne as of today. Now, O Lord my God, you have made your servant king instead of my father David. But I am a little child. I do not know how to go out or come in. And your servant is in the midst of your people, whom you have chosen, a great people too numerous to be numbered or counted. Therefore, give to your servant an understanding, heart to judge your people, that I may discern between good and evil. For who is able to judge this great people of yours? The speech pleased the Lord, that Solomon had asked this thing. Then God said to him, Because you have asked this thing, and have not asked for long life for yourself, nor have you asked for riches for yourself, nor have you asked for the life of your enemies, but you have asked for yourself understanding, to discern justice. Behold, I have done according to your words. See, I have given you a wise and understanding heart, so that there has not been anyone like you before you, nor shall any like you arise after you. And I have also given you what you have not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be anyone like you among the kings of all your days. So if you walk in my ways to keep my statutes and my commandments, as your father David walked, then I will lengthen your days.
Thank you, Tembi. So we spoke about the what, the why. Now we're talking about the how. You cannot do the how when you're in doing successfully and do big things and multiply without God. You need God to be at that level. I said I was not going to judge my sister or mommy, or because probably if I had been asked, if I was in Solomon's feet, shoes, if I had been asked, I would say, God, why can't you just give me the multi-billion-dollar company? Like we just start from there. But Solomon asked for wisdom. The how, he knew he needed to be at level 3, where you do business with God, where God directs. You know, you have wisdom. You know, business out there comes with these own challenges. I recall in the consulting business, you know, we applied for a tender and we qualified, yeah. But then someone called. You know, they're supposed to have an evaluation team where they evaluate, but that call came a little bit earlier, and they called Tate Temba. And they were asking Tate Temba, your company is on the top. We are going to give you, but, you know, when it comes with a but, then you know the how is becoming a bit complicated. But you give us, I think they needed like 70%, 30% or something. Yeah, and this money we're supposed to pay before even they get we get the contract. So we decided to look up to these people. Where are they? Are they on LinkedIn? They were not on LinkedIn. They were not on Facebook. The number they use personal numbers, but they're calling on behalf of a big corporate. So if you're doing business, the how, you know. I mean, this was like R1 million. And they're telling R1 million is here, Ntate. It's either you give us the 30% or the million is going. Brethren, the how sometimes is challenging. And they are thinking, yo, 1 million, Tate. We could have, you know, like she desires a house. You could have, you know, you maybe just left with another $1 million to buy a very good house. But we needed, say, like Solomon, God give me discernment. And we had to let go the 1 million. And if I say it was a laughing matter, it wasn't. Because you qualify, it's not like you didn't qualify and they're saying, well, you don't qualify, but we are just helping you. You qualify, but someone has decided to also benefit. So the how needs God. The how, sometimes you also need discernment to attract the dream helpers. You know, sometimes when you meet your destiny helpers, they're there, you come across them. But because there's no wisdom in the how, that relationship just doesn't work. No matter how hard you try. Maybe you meet a client, you know, and they're just difficult clients. And everything that you learned at business school just doesn't work at that point. And you need the how. So Solomon chose the best how you can. Because if you do business with the Holy Spirit, and you ask him to teach you how to do business. Deuteronomy 8 verse 18, God says, I will teach you on how to make wealth. God does We can do all the courses in finance, but if we do it with us, we can only do so far. Maybe some people can argue, but there are people who don't know God, but they're making what? There's no better way to create wealth than with God. Because when the blessing of the Lord, it does not add sorrow to it. When God blesses you, He can give you millions and you can sleep tonight. But if you go to Illuminati or other sources of getting money, they can give you money, but there is another side of it, where maybe you don't sleep, or maybe they tell you if you give you this money, you are going to will be chopping your children one by one. Yeah. So if you're creating a business that you want to impact generations, already you have lost it. Yeah. So we need to do the how with God. And when God gives you that wisdom to do the how with Him, you're clever. You do your part. You need to do the personal development. You need to study to develop yourself more. So even if you're selling tomatoes, doing whatever business, whether it's consulting, there has to be continuous learning that you need to do, because things change, and there's a continual change. When we started, I didn't have an online shop, but I then had challenges with bookshops. I had my books all over bookshops, in Rainbow FM, Rhema Book Bibles. But when COVID hit, many bookshops had to close. So we had to adjust. So you need to ask for discernment, for wisdom. Which way should I go? So when we saw that now social media is the thing, I had to learn. I did a course, many online courses on social media. How to deal with people. The pastor was talking about a Facebook page. You have a Facebook page that has like 12,000 people, but there's some people come to inbox, and they are saying things that you're like, hello, but this is not why we're here. So you need to have people skills to deal with those people who are following you, but they're not necessarily following you. They can send you a WhatsApp which is totally off from what you're talking about. So we need to continually develop ourselves. We need to continually ask for the how. And the Holy Spirit knows best how to do it. So I'm going to ask someone, what are the very simple words that you can just take away? Or what did we say that we need to look for in our pursuit of multiplying? Anyone? Yes? I think you just said something? Well done. Which book should I give you? I should give you my story name. Thank you. So you need to know your why, your what, and your how. So if you forget everything that I said, that's your assignment. Go and ask yourself, which gear level am I? To those in business, am I in gear level 1? When I'm just happy for just getting just some money in my account? Or am I in level 2, where now I need to touch lives? Where now we need to make an impact? Or am I in level 3? And you cannot hear God just in business. You need to have walked with Him somehow. Solomon was not only granted the wisdom to lead people, he was even given long life. He was even given that which he had not asked for. So when you walk with God and you have that love of God that Pastor Mutemba was talking about yesterday, you get to that level where some things you don't need to go to the vigil. Because now you are so passionate. God has given you things that just come. People call you for contracts. People, when they're in a strategic meeting, they say, no, but I know of a timber must book in South Africa. Because we are now at that level where we are working with God. And God puts it in people's hearts to remember you. So we need to get to gear number 3. And as he said, in Christianity there's no reverse gear. When you have been called into business and you know in your heart that this is your calling, this is what God has called you, there's no reverse gear. But sometimes there's challenges come. and you're looking at yourself and saying, even when we're in business, there's a time when we look at each other and I'm thinking, why can't my husband apply for work? Why can't he was an executive at a bank, now we are here. But if he had gone there, we wouldn't be where we are. As much as it was challenging, it grew us. God knew we would be at that stage, maybe where it would be even better than when he was maybe an executive. Because now he's building the family business for the generations and. But with the Absa Bank, at some point they will tell him, say you're 65, thank you very much, this is your package, you can go. So let's desire, for us, we are stewards. We don't do business the way the world does. We do business with God. And when we do business with God, you definitely multiply. You definitely multiply. There's nothing that God gives and it doesn't grow. If you're not growing, look at yourself. Is it me who is not cooperating with God? Whatever God gives you, it multiplies. I wanted to give this book. I think he answered the question. Yes. So before I just finish, is there someone, maybe you know someone who is in a challenging situation, in an abusive relationship, and you just want to bless them with a book? Okay. Okay, so you can bless them with a book. I pray that they will be encouraged. Then anyone wants to leave a legacy, wants to say, I want to leave a legacy. Yeah. And this I'll give to Pastor. I know you've got a very busy schedule, so I'll bless you with that. So before I sit down, we've mentioned a number of things. We're just going to stand up and pray. We have different levels. To those who are saying, I desire to be in business, but I don't know my what. Your prayer point is, God, reveal to me that which you have called me to do. That which will make me impact generations to come. That which will make me leave a legacy. So that's the prayer point for those who don't know their what. For those who know their what and the why, we are going to pray that God grants us with wisdom, supernatural wisdom. Wisdom that attracts that helps us to manage our relationships with wisdom. Because in business, relationships are a big thing. They can take you forward. Another speaker said, who hates you doesn't matter, but who likes you matters, because they can take you to the next level. So we want to pray that God grant us with discernment, so that if someone comes and they say they want to be in partnership in business with us, if it's not the right business opportunity, I can discern and say no. But sometimes the opportunities come very attractive and you can't say no. But we want that wisdom that Solomon asked, that God help me to see through people, to see through opportunities, that when they come, no matter how attractive they are, I'm able to stand and say no. And also for the ability to multiply. Wherever I am, at whatever stage you are, whether it's business, whether it's ministry, we want to pray that God gives us the ability to multiply and to grow. Let's just stand up and pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord,